Good morning. I'm gonna go pick up some rebar this morning, so we went and did that. I'm questioning this decision to do concrete project this week because it didn't really rain yesterday like they told me it was going to. Let's go see where we're at. So this is how far we made it yesterday. We got two sides of our form set. I'm waiting on stone to come. We've got some down at the farm. I may haul down here just to get started, but I ordered 2 truckloads. So there's stone coming. We've got to get the subgrade done, and then we've got all that bar we can lay out here. And we're gonna pour this approach in front of my garage here. We could also set this form here, I guess. I just can't do the one in front of the driveway until we get the rest of this done. So that's what we're gonna work on here today for the most part. Like I was saying, though, I'm questioning whether this was a smart thing to do because today is Tuesday. We've got sunshine and heat today, tomorrow, and Thursday. The idea was to pour this on Thursday because it gives me time to get it ready. It's going to rain on Friday, so won't have to worry about the rain on Thursday when we're pouring. And the fields are wet, which they are wet, but they're drying. And I was anticipating getting a bunch of rain yesterday. They, at one point, had said that Monday night was going to be our heaviest batch of rain. Like that was when the storm was coming through, and we didn't get anything last night. So I'm concerned, I guess what I'm saying is I'm concerned that it is going to be dry and we should be farming on Thursday. But I've pretty well committed to this concrete project, so is what it is. Nothing I can do about, well, not a lot I can do about it at this point anyway. So we're going to get it all ready to go. If I have to cancel last minute, delay it till next week, I suppose we can do that, but I think we'll be all right. And I don't know that it'll be dry enough by Thursday anyway. So we gotta go down to the farm and get some stuff. Brock's down there, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do until our stone gets here. Maybe haul some stone down to start working on that. We should go check some fields too. We got a lot of stuff starting to poke through the ground. We're gonna have to do a lot of scouting here today, hopefully. I got Brock trying to clean up some branches and stuff that we had laying around from the ice storm. Dad thought we could just pick them up with the forks and haul them back to the woods. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but he's trying it. Well, I'm kind of stuck waiting until either I get some stone or Brock at least gets done hauling that sticks and stuff. So we can move some of that stone that we've got. So I thought, well, let's go see how our corn's looking. It's coming. I'm gonna walk around up here. This is the stuff that we planted the very first day, April 12th. And yeah, we're not getting super even emergence, which I know is critical and very important. But I also knew that wasn't going to happen. And most of it is here. It actually looks better than I thought it might. So that's good. You sort of got to get right down here and look, but when you do, they're there. They actually look really good. And let's see, if we start right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until we get to a skip here. Let's see what's going on. He's right there. It's coming. That one's just behind. One, and there's another one. And then you get a bunch more in a row. So, perfect? No. Pretty darn good? Yeah. Better than not being planted? Absolutely. Thought we'd come look at the soybeans just right across the road. There they come. There they come. What a relief. Oh, they're beautiful. Those are going to pop open today. See, they push through the neck first, and then the cotyledons will follow, and those will pop up and open. I bet by the end of the day you'll see it. Oh, heat. Thank the Lord for the heat, because it's making things grow, and that makes me feel better. Looking at a different soybean field, one that Phil planted with the 15-inch rows. You can see them coming here. Right there. And here's another row that they're not quite through, but there's one there. It's popping this stuff up in the center. Right There. Right there. Oh, it's going to change a lot in a hurry here. Let's see right there. Right there. They're coming. Oh, good. Now, obviously, we have no idea what the weather's going to be from here on out through the summer and pollination windows and all of that kind of stuff. But I am willing to say at the moment, it appears we did the right thing when we pushed the planting early. It stayed wet. The exact fear that we had was that it was going to turn wet and we wouldn't be able to get into the fields, right? Well, that's what's happening. What's today? It's today the 9th, so that being tomorrow's the 10th when you guys are watching this. Yep. There is a typical rule of thumb, which it's variable and it's not hard and fast every year, but if you look at trends over multiple years, they would tell you that every day after May 10th, we lose 1 bushel of potential in our corn every day. Planting day, right? So if you plant corn on May 10th, that corn has potential to reach 100% of what it could have. If you plant that same corn on May 20th, it's full potential minus 10. Some years May 20th may be the best corn you plant. It just depends. But in general, we want to be done by the 10th of May. It's not going to happen this year. Some guys aren't even going to start by the 10th of May. So I think we made the right decisions planting when we did. Oh, it's time to go to work. My stone is here. We're going to dump one load here. They're dumping another one in the driveway over there because I just can't put them both right here right now. We'll move it with the backhoe or the tractor or something when we need it. But this will get us started. So we'll get the backhoe or whatever. We'll start spreading stuff out. We're going to need to layer some in there. I got the plate compactor. We'll get over here and start compacting stuff. Let's go. All right. Let's see what we can do here. I will give all of you buy a skid steer instead of a forklift people some credit here, because a skid steer would be much handier for what we are doing now than a backhoe. No doubt. But a backhoe will work. Alright, Brock got our compactor brought over here. I'm getting this leveled out. I would like to have done this a little bit more in lifts and smaller pieces, but we're going to have to rake some stuff by hand and then compact and compact and compact and compact. But that one pile went a long ways. We've got another one. So I think we'll have close to enough fill. I don't know. We'll see. I don't need that much up there because the slope is really following the slope that's already there. So that's good. We're going to move this one tree while we still got the forks on that tractor because it's too heavy for me to carry. Put it up somewhere where we want it, close to where we want it. And then he's going to go put the loader, or the bucket, small bucket, on that tractor. Right there. That's where it's going to go. Set it down. That's good. Stay. Yeah. That little tree is very heavy. All right. The idea here is to block that electric pole from the view of my wife sitting on our front porch. That's what that tree is for. So, all right. He's going to go change buckets. We're going to go back to our stone. Like I said, we for sure should have done thinner stuff, but with that whole load here, there wasn't much I could do. So we're going to tamp the heck out of it. We're going to water it, get everything to settle, and it'll be fine. We're going to run over it a lot with the backhoes, get everything pushed down. We'll probably put some dirt on the outside of the forms to help hold everything once we get the stone in, but I don't want dirt getting under the slab, so stone first. Base is critically important when pouring concrete. You got to have a good base. So I'm watering everything. We're going to put a bunch of water on. Just keep going with the water, because just like how we don't like to work ground when it's wet because it compacts it, stone compacts better when it's wet. All the dust in there, the fines settle into the voids and the gaps. And so we're making it wet because we, in this case, want compaction. I took the backhoe back to the farm because Dad wants to use it. Started using the tractor here. scooped a couple loads from our other pile and brought it over, trying to fill this edge a little bit more. But depending on how I look at it, I actually don't think we're that bad. We're pretty wavy yet. We got to get stuff leveled up, but I wanted to set the laser up and check grade on some of this stuff and start seeing, you know, we may be high here in the middle, I don't know, but it's going to be a little difficult because obviously we've got a lot of slope, so our fill has to slope with the, you know, the concrete. We want 5 inches of concrete all the way across, which means, you know, our fill is going to be 2 foot higher here than it is down there, so it's got to be a nice gentle grade. The leveler I get this, the more consistent my fill is, or my thickness of my concrete is, and the better job I'll do estimating how much we need. So yeah, we got to get this fairly close. Okay, well, we are closer, but we are not close. We got a long ways to go. So I did some measuring. That side there is 42 feet, so I separated into 10-foot blocks, and we marked those out so that I can kind of figure out where our elevation changes need to happen. And essentially what we're going to end up with is, so from the height on my floor, that's at 5 feet, okay, on my transit. We're using a laser, it's at 5 feet, the height on the floor. Okay, and so down here, we're at 7 foot. We're actually like 7'1". We're just a touch lower than 7 foot, but that's okay. That all works because we're starting here in 10 foot. So 5-inch concrete, we're at 7'1" to the top of our form. That means our fill needs to be at 7'6". It's lower, 5 inches lower. So then every 10 feet, we're at a 5% slope. We need to come up 6 inches every 10 feet. So then we're at 7 foot, 6'6", 6, 5.5 until we get to there where we'll be at 5'5". That 1 inch, 2 foot. Yeah. See how that all worked out? Problem is, on the other end here, we're actually 51 feet or a little bit more because of the angle, because that is square to that form, that is square to the road, and the house sits on an angle. So we're actually a little bit longer on this side, which means our grade is just a little bit gentler, a little less slope on it. And so in order to compensate for that, I actually divided it out and we went 12 feet here. So we went 12 feet, 12, 12, 12, and then we'll just kind of draw lines between those to get our sort of lifts or our different elevations. But they'll match up down there. They just kind of run on an angle a little bit. And then the last one came out right here, which is a little bit in, but it's just 1 inch from there to the, yeah. So it's all going to work. We did measure or run the laser a little bit to see where we're at. We're not high anywhere. There was one point over here that was just a 1/2 inch low. So we're close in this one spot. Everything else needs more fill, which we knew. So we're going to, it's lunchtime. We're going to go get some lunch, and then we're going to come back. We're going to haul a bunch of that stone from the other pile over here, try and start layering it in and getting it smoother, get it leveler, and then rake it off and grade it. We got to fill it along this edge quite a bit yet. Most of that, it's not too bad. We'll keep putting water on it so we can get it to pack good and just keep going with it. So we're going to use up a lot more stone. We're definitely going to use that whole other pile up. We've got 2 piles of stone at the farm there that I'll use if I have to. So, but that went a long ways. All right, back to hauling dirt, or stone, not dirt, stone. Most of that area, from there around to there, it's pretty close, I think. So we definitely need some in that corner, and we're gonna need some more out in here, but closer. So we'll get a couple more bucket loads, and we'll keep leveling stuff off, and then we'll get the tamper going again. It looks pretty good what we've got done there. So this stone that we're using, that we're filling in here, is it's limestone. It's what we call 411s. Basically, it's got some 4s in it, which is the bigger stones. Should be like 3/4 inch to inch, I think. And then the 11s is basically the dust and the fines. And we like that mix because it gives you some coarse aggregate to hold everything in place and structure, but it gives you the fines to lock all of that stuff together. And so by watering it, we're washing them fines down in between the bigger rocks, tamping it, kind of presses them down, just packs everything together. So gives us a really nice good base that packs firm and levels up. A lot of people use pea stone, pea gravel for fill under concrete and stuff. It works, but it does not compact very well or at all, and you can't can't get it to be firm and solid, so it always is pushing around when you walk in it. And they used a lot of that around the house for fill, which is fine for backfill and stuff because it doesn't settle. But they dumped it all right here in my driveway, and it is terrible stone for a driveway to drive through. Your car's tires just kind of push it out of the way and it sink in, and it's no good. So I like the 411s for this purpose. All right, well, we went through and tamped that, and took the laser and did some measuring, and we made some notations here. So the orange spots were high, and we've got to take a little bit out. The worst spot is right there where we're 2 inches high. That's just a ½ inch. That's just a ½ inch. We're 2 up there, a little high spot there. Obviously, we need to keep going up towards the garage there. This was just 1. And then the blue down there in the corner, we're low 1 inch. They're a ½ inch. We've got to take or put a ½ inch in. There we need 3 inches. We're quite low right there. There's a dip, but that's working off of where we haven't added any fill, so I'm not surprised by that. And that spot right there that Brock has creatively done a blue and orange X is dead on. That's where we want it. So we'll get the rakes and move some stone around a little bit, and then we'll keep working up towards the top there. So this will all get tamped again after we regrade and measure some more and stuff. But I mean, that's close to be. We're close. We just got to move it around a little. We have used up the second stone pile and ticked off a killdeer mama, but I didn't want nothing. I got no beef with the killdeer. They're just not in a great spot. We left her alone, but she was pretty mad at me. So anyway, I was using this up. We're filling in closer to the garage doors, and need to grade or level and tamp again. I think we're almost to the point where we're gonna have to pull the stuff away from the doors, because I don't know how much more we're gonna need to bring in once we pull some of that stuff back. We're gonna tamp everything down, take some more measurements, see where we're at, and we'll decide from there. I didn't dump that last bucket, so we got a little bit. I know we're gonna need some right in here, clearly low. But once we get this stuff pulled back from the doors here, maybe we should set this other form out to that stake, and then we'll be able to grade a little easier up in here. All right, I am trying to peel back some of the dirt it's stone in front of the garage doors here, trying to get that on grade. We're definitely still low in the middle there between what we've done out here and those garage doors, but it was high there. So we gotta kind of get that down, and then we can work from the middle out. But I'm just back scraping and then just trying to dig in and basically loosen it, not so much scoop it out of there. I don't want to damage my stone on my house or the garage floor. So when I do this, Brock kind of helps me, and then we can curl the bucket and it just kind of loosens it up. We can shovel stuff out of there relatively easily then, so it's at least loose. We'll go with that for right now. We'll go out and move stuff around and see where we're at. It's almost hot out. Almost. Sunshine sure is nice. I'm gonna have a sunburn by the end of the week, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Here come all the skin cancer comments. Yeah, I know, I'm aware. Anyway, we're getting close on the fill. I probably still need some more, but we're gonna set this form here out to that stake so that we can have a little bit better visual of where we need to be, just to be able to sight it and look a little bit. So we've got to work around this downspout drain, which we just had to fix because people, contractors, without my knowledge or permission, when we built this house, we forgot an upright right there, a riser coming up from the drain. It goes all the way around a footer, right? And so there was a downspout coming off this little tiny thing here, just nothing basically. There's hardly any roof there, but there was a downspout that had to come down. We didn't have a riser there, and so it was just on the ground. Well, then somebody came and they tied that in over there via this. This was in there like that. There was a pipe that went over there. It was buried this much under the ground, like they just threw dirt over it and covered it up, didn't get it down below the grade. So when we were grading the lawn off, it got hit and ripped out. And I'm like, that is absolutely ridiculous that was done like that. So I fixed it right. I dug down to the drain, which is 3 foot down there or more. I put a T in, and we came up with a riser and tied it in directly. And then that was cut off, and we needed to, it was just kind of there, open. So I wanted to take it out, so we cut that off, put a coupler in, put a piece of white coming out of the ground because I didn't have any green, and tied in that downspout. So we fixed that, but we still have to work around it because it's past the edge of the wall just a little bit, and whoops. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is tack a board up here, and then we can run one past that will be the back side of the form. It'll basically be a splice that goes around that drain pipe, and it will work. So Brock's getting me some concrete anchors so we can anchor to the foundation there, and then we'll come out here and we'll try and figure out what our grade should be at this stake and get that form set, and then it'll be a straight shot from here across there, and we'll worry about that tomorrow. We're losing daylight. I was really hoping to get this grading done tonight, and I'm gonna keep working on it for a while, but I imagine Brock's gonna want to go home pretty soon. It's after 5, so we're close. We just need to keep measuring and filling in low spots and raking down high spots and packing it down. Okay, we've got one of the boards in. I need some longer stakes. The ground drops off there so much that we can't quite stay on our string line, but we got a string in place. We got the 16-footer in place, and we had to, I'll show you what we did around this pipe, but basically I anchored one to the foundation, put a splice board in, and then anchored to that, and we went from there, and that works. And we don't look so bad here. Like we don't need a ton more fill in there. So I'm gonna take the tractor, get a couple more bucket loads. I think we'll do 3, 4, 5 buckets. We're gonna need some right there. We definitely need some in this corner. I've kind of been avoiding that along here, a little bit back up in there, and we'll get it leveled up. We'll tamp it and we'll measure and see where we're at here, but we're close. Compacting. Brock went home, but I got new help. Unfortunately, he took my job and I had to take Brock's, but that's okay. All right, well, we have gone through and tamped everything down. I'm really struggling to get it super smooth and level, and I just kind of get rolls and stuff, which it's because I don't have the right equipment. I mean, that loader is fine for hauling stone in here. It's not great for leveling, and I'm trying to rake, and it's just not working great. Like, you can see it right there. We got a dip. You can see it right there. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, we went through, and so like right there, we're good. We've got a spot over there that we're good. We're a little high out here. The orange means we need to actually take some out, so I might try and peel some back just a little bit. And then we're a little low through the rest of it. So we need to bring a little bit more stone in, and not a lot, like an inch. We need an inch of stone here. We need an inch. We need 2 there. We need 1.5. We need 2 up along there. So we're close. We just need to put some thin layers in and try and level it up, and and we got a little dip there. So I want to be done at 7:30, but I really want to get this done tonight so I can take that thing back in the morning. So I think we're gonna go get some more stone and try and layer it in here. All right, I'm exhausted. Oh, I am not a professional by any means. Concrete work is not my specialty, but we're getting there. We are getting there. I feel much better about it, and I know I'm gonna likely get a bunch of "why don't you just hire it done" comments, and you're right, I should just hire it done. I got quotes to do this. I am gonna save, just on this section that we're doing, somewhere in the ballpark of $10,000 doing this myself. So yeah, I should hire somebody. It would be a lot easier, but I've said this before. I have a really hard time paying somebody to do something that I am perfectly capable of doing. And I get that they are better at it, and they would do it much faster and easier and have better equipment. But the job at the end of the day, I'm not going to be $10,000 of a poorer job than what somebody else can do. Like, is it going to be perfect? Probably not, but it's going to be dang nice, and I can do it. And there's a little pride in saying that I did it myself, kind of thing. So it'll be all right. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, we are having that sale over at Farm Focus. I gave you the wrong code yesterday. It is not Spring 23. It is Plant 23. So if you need yourself a Border View Farms hoodie, t-shirt, hat, whatever we've got over there at farmfocus.com/BorderViewFarms, go check it out. Use the code PLANT23 for 23% off. It's a big sale. It's the best sale I've ever seen them do, and I've been with them for almost a year now. So go check it out, grab what you need, and I would very, very much appreciate that. So we will see you again tomorrow. This is what we're going to be doing. I was hoping to get the grading done. We're not quite going to be done grading tonight, but we're close. We'll have to do a little bit more in the morning, run the tamper over stuff, measure again. I probably need another couple of bucket loads of stone, and then we're going to lay bar. Well, then we're going to make a trip to Menards because we got some supplies we got to get. Then we're going to lay rebar. So we're going to go number 3 rebar, 18 inches on center through the whole thing. We got to tie it all together. We got to get some blocks to block it up so that it's not laying on the stones and it's actually in the concrete, all of that kind of stuff. So we've also got to get our form completed there, or at least kind of put in place. I might have to leave that form off for the first truck so that they can get in here and pour this backside in this corner, because I don't know if they'll be able to reach real well without doing that, and I don't want to have to haul concrete a lot. So we can leave that form off. They can drive in on top of the bar, and then once we get the first one unloaded, we'll set the form back up and go from there. So that's my plan. And we need to do some measuring tomorrow, figure out how many yards. I think we're around 22 yards, but given my angles have been a little bigger than I thought and stuff, we might be just a little bit over that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow. Check it out. I got a package from an NCGA. We got another trophy. Comes with a little plaque. What a deal.